Let me ask you something real quick. You ever scroll through Instagram or TikTok and see some guy your age rocking a brand new BMW, wearing a Rolex, posting from some rooftop restaurant, and for just a split second you think, man, what am I doing wrong? Yeah, I thought so. Now here's the uncomfortable part. That guy, the one living what looks like the dream, there is a very real chance he's dead broke. Or worse, drowning in debt he can't see the bottom of. And the scariest thing isn't him. The scariest thing is that you might be doing the exact same thing just on a slightly smaller scale, and you don't even realize it. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most dangerous financial traps of our generation, the trap of looking rich. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to look at your spending very differently. Okay, so let's break this down. What does it actually mean to look rich? It means spending money, often money you don't have, to signal a status you haven't earned. It's the brand new car on a 5-year loan. It's the designer outfit charged to a credit card that still has a balance from 3 months ago. It's moving into a fancy apartment that takes 60% of your take-home pay because the lobby has a doorman. Here's the thing, none of that is wealth. That is the performance of wealth. And our brains? They absolutely love the performance. Because for thousands of years, humans used visible signals, nice clothes, big houses, fancy food, to show they were high status. It's deeply wired in us. Social psychologists call it conspicuous consumption. Economist Thorstein Veblen identified it back in 1899. It is not new, but it has never been more dangerous than it is right now. Why? Because social media turned the whole world into one giant status competition, and because debt has never been easier to get. You can finance almost anything now: shoes, a vacation, even your groceries. The tools to fake wealth are everywhere, and millions of people are using them. Look, I don't want to just tell you this is bad. I want to show you how bad. According to a 2023 Bankrate survey, nearly 57% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency from savings. 57%, more than half. But go to any mall on a Saturday. It doesn't look like half the people there are one flat tire away from a crisis, does it? The Federal Reserve's 2023 report on economic well-being found that roughly 37% of adults in the U.S. would struggle to cover an unexpected $400 expense. $400. Meanwhile, consumer debt in America hit an all-time high of over $17 trillion in 2023. That's trillion with a T. Credit card balances alone crossed $1 trillion for the first time in history. And here is the gut punch. The average American household carries roughly $8,000 in credit card debt. The average interest rate on that debt? Around 20 to 24%. That means if you only make minimum payments, you could spend decades paying off a vacation you took 2 years ago. But do you know what's wild? A study by Charles Schwab found that Americans define financial success as being able to afford whatever they want, not building wealth, not retiring early, not financial freedom, just being able to buy stuff. We have confused the ability to spend with the concept of being rich. That confusion, that is costing people everything. I want you to think about an iceberg for a second. When you look rich, people see what's above the water. The car, the clothes, the trips. It looks impressive. It looks aspirational. What they don't see is what's below the surface. The payments, the interest, the maxed out credit cards, the zero in the savings account, the retirement fund that was never started. That's the real cost of looking rich. It's not just the thing you bought. It's everything that thing cost you beyond the price tag. Let me give you a real example. Say you finance a $50,000 car over 72 months at 7% interest. Your monthly payment is around $760. Over the life of that loan, you'll pay roughly $54,720. But here's what nobody tells you at the dealership. That car will depreciate. It loses value the moment you drive it off the lot. Fast forward 6 years, and that car might be worth $18,000. You spent $54,000 on an asset now worth $18,000. But the real robbery? That $760 a month, Invest it instead in a simple index fund averaging 8% annually over 30 years, would grow to over 1.1 million. Let that land for a moment. The car loan didn't just cost you $54,000, it cost you $1 million future. This is what economists call opportunity cost. Every dollar you spend looking rich is a dollar not building actual wealth. And the compounding works both ways. Your debt grows and your wealth doesn't. So, if it's this bad, why do we keep doing it? Why do smart, educated, hardworking people keep burning money trying to look wealthy instead of becoming wealthy? 3 reasons. First, dopamine. Every time you buy something nice, your brain releases dopamine. It's the same chemical triggered by social media likes, by gambling, by sugar. Your brain literally cannot tell the difference between buying something and actually winning something. The purchase feels like progress. It doesn't matter that you went backwards financially, your brain files it under reward. Second, social comparison. Psychologist Leon Festinger identified in 1954 that humans constantly evaluate themselves by comparing to others. Social media has supercharged this. You're not just comparing to your neighbors anymore. You're comparing to curated highlight reels of millions of people. And you will always lose that comparison, because those feeds are designed to make you feel inadequate. Inadequate people spend money trying to feel adequate. Third, identity. For a lot of people, what they own has become who they are. If the car gets repossessed, it's not just a transportation problem. It feels like an identity collapse. This emotional attachment to status symbols is what credit card companies, car dealerships, and luxury brands are quite literally banking on. Understanding this isn't about making you feel bad. It's about giving you the awareness to step off the hamster wheel, because you cannot fix a problem you haven't named. Here's the twist nobody talks about. The people who are actually wealthy, most of them don't look rich. Thomas Stanley spent years researching the habits of millionaires for his book, The Millionaire Next Door. And what he found was shocking to most people. The majority of America's millionaires drive used cars, live in modest homes, shop at regular stores, and avoid status purchases. They got wealthy precisely because they didn't waste money performing wealth. Meanwhile, research shows that many people driving luxury vehicles and living in upscale rentals are doing so on incomes that genuinely can't sustain it. One CNBC analysis found that a significant portion of luxury car buyers stretched to the edge of their budget to make those payments, and one missed paycheck could send the whole thing collapsing. Here's the real irony. The act of looking rich is almost always what prevents you from becoming rich. It's a trap. And it's a trap designed by companies that profit from your insecurity. You are not buying status. You are renting it, temporarily, at 20% interest. Okay, so here's the practical part, because awareness without action is just anxiety. Step 1. Run an honest audit. Pull up your last 3 months of bank and credit card statements. Not the budget you intend to keep, the one you actually live. Highlight every purchase that was about appearance or status rather than genuine need or joy. The number might surprise you. Step 2. Define your actual financial goals. What does real wealth mean to you? Early retirement? Owning a home outright? Never working a job you hate again? Write it down. Specific numbers, specific timelines. A goal with no shape is just a wish. Step 3. Build your financial foundation first. Before any luxury purchase, you should have 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund, no high-interest consumer debt, and at minimum your employer's full 401k match captured. These aren't exciting, but they are the difference between financial fragility and financial security. Step 4. Make wealth visible to yourself. The problem with building real wealth is that it's invisible to the outside world. Nobody claps when you hit a $10,000 savings milestone. So, create your own rewards. Track your net worth monthly. Celebrate the numbers going up. Make the internal scoreboard more important than the external one. Step 5. Invest the difference. Every dollar you redirect from status spending into a low-cost index fund is a dollar working for you instead of working for a brand. The S&P 500 has returned an average of roughly 10% annually over the long run. Time in the market beats looking good in the parking lot every single time. Look, I'm not here to tell you to live like a monk. I'm not saying never buy something nice. I'm saying know why you're buying it. Know what it's actually costing you. And know that the version of you who makes that wealth-building choice quietly, consistently, over years and years, that version wins. Real wealth is not a car payment. Real wealth is not a logo on your shirt. Real wealth is options. It's the ability to say no to a bad job because you have savings. It's the ability to handle an emergency without panic. It's the ability to retire on your terms. The wealthiest version of you doesn't need to look rich because they are rich. And that journey starts with one decision, the decision to stop performing wealth and start building it. If this video made you think, do me a favor, share it with one person who needs to hear it. And if you want to go deeper on building real wealth from scratch, there's a video right here that walks you through exactly how to start, even if you're starting from zero. I'll see you there.